So she's having a baby. It's a Kevin Bacon movie and John Hughes film. But what I can't really understand is it's incredibly mediocre. I mean, the best thing about this film is the cameos of other John Hughes films, of other actors who played parts that we all know and recognize, and that is by far the best thing about this film. I mean, Kevin Bacon, you know, very good as general. I do like him very much, and the actress playing his spouse or wife, whatever you call it, she's very good too. But for some reason, it just has this. It feels a bit like he did The Breakfast Club, he did Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he did all those sort of great '80s movies, or the ones that said stuff about society and about young people and Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles and Rocket Science and it doesn't even feel like a John Hughes film, really, apart from, well, the dance number bit near the end. Oh, no, not near the end. Well, quite a bit into it. And it doesn't have the wit of a John Hughes film. I mean, it could have been directed by somebody else or written by somebody else. I mean, I don't know. Just at moments, there's something like, well, I wouldn't say interesting, but stuff that's sort of like, engaging, but apart from that, it's very mediocre and definitely shouldn't be classified as a John Hughes film. And probably the weakest John Hughes film ever made. And I'm actually going to go even further to say it's probably the weakest Kevin Bacon film I've ever seen as well. And, you know, I don't hate the film. It's just when you have a label of John Hughes, I didn't even know it was directed by John Hughes, but then it began John Hughes. Like, oh, this should be pretty good, or at least really good, and it's not up there with other John Hughes works, and it doesn't have the depth of a John Hughes film, and it doesn't have the sort of all the stuff that makes it like a John Hughes film. And by the end of it, you're just a bit like, well, this film's gone a little bit too long. It's all stretched out, a little idea, a bit too long. And, I get the point of it all, and it's kind of entertaining, but only just kind of entertaining. And it could have been more entertaining. And, that's what we have. I mean, it's all well and good to sort of say, well, didn't really like it, but oh, that was great, or this was that. But, it's just that thing of haphazardness that it's a film directed by John Hughes, da, 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 and you expect it to be on that level, and it doesn't meet that level. And checking the IMDb score, obviously that happened. 5.8 out of 10. Not the greatest score. And there are things in it to like. I mean, it's not without things to like. I mean, obviously, Kevin Bacon, like I say, he's very good, plays the role very well, and the actress beside him is very good. It's just the problem with it is there is no amount of depth to it. It is just what it is. It is just a little film on its own that doesn't really have great importance and great long longevity. It's not gonna sort of be that film that years from now they'll go back and go, "Hey, John Hughes movie, and she's having a baby." Oh no, we're not gonna watch that. And they'll want to watch The Breakfast Club. They'll want to watch Pretty in Pink. They'll want to watch all those great John Hughes movies. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But at the end of the day, it's just very mediocre. I mean, if it wasn't for the performance, well, I wouldn't say performance, but I thought classed them cameos. If it wasn't for those cameos, you see all those great actors, obviously from like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and The Breakfast Club and all that, then I would score it just a 6. But because they're in it, I'll give it 6.2. But it's not gonna get any higher than this. So yeah, there are actually there are things to like about it, but by the end of it, you just think a bit. it's so mediocre compared to his great films. And yeah, so it's kind of likable, kind of okay, but just not the likable John Hughes that we know, which is up there with like the five-star movies and the great sort of empowered movies that'll just last forever.